thing about that is we do that all for free, because the last thing we believe is that people need more stress of dealing with the financial impacts of having cancer.
Yeah, but Ryan, here we are in the middle of a pandemic. So how are you able to keep up with this mission?
You know, to be honest with you, I was scared. I didn't know what to expect in early March when stuff started shutting down. But I had to give significant credit to our staff at Cancer Support Community Central Ohio. What seemed to be overnight, they switched to a completely virtual platform, and we didn't skip a beat serving our community. In fact, our numbers have been up throughout this pandemic with more virtual visits, virtual attendees, and we've heard from a lot of our people that this is something they want to see continue. And so while we look forward to the day when we can welcome people back through our doors, we know that this virtual platform will help us connect to more and more people in Central Ohio.
Ryan, we have just a few seconds left. I want you to tell me what prompted you to get involved in your family's connection with cancer.
You know, when I got involved and I attended my first night of chocolate, I really didn't have a direct relationship to cancer, but just after I joined the board, my father was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, and fast forward a few years later, my mom's battling her own cancer journey. And so the mission of Cancer Support Committee has become a very personal mission for me, and that's one of the reasons my wife and I decided to make a personal $10,000 donation for matching this evening to help further the mission of Cancer Support Community and serve more and more people in Central Ohio.
Well, that's what we like to hear. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and keep up the great work.
One of the biggest advocates for Cancer Support Community is a retired physician, Dr. Arthur Bing. Tonight, he is among the generous donors who are also matching your donations up to $100,000. Matt Barnes caught up with Dr. Bing to find out why he's so passionate about the work that Cancer Support Community does here in Central Ohio.
Well, would you believe I have been a physician for 50 years in the United States. I originally came from Indonesia.
Dr. Arthur Bing is known for his decades of practicing plastic surgery here in Central Ohio at Riverside Methodist Hospital. But he's also known for his $2 million gift to the hospital for the Bing Cancer Center, a gift made in honor of the care given to his wife, Hetty, during her colon cancer battle almost 50 years ago.
Luckily, she recovered completely and she's healthy and well today. No recurrence.
Dr. Bing is now retired, but he's staying busy, and that includes supporting the great work done by Cancer Support Community.
And would you believe I didn't even know about it when I was in practice? And it's a national organization that goes into mainly the emotional after effects of cancer and does help the other institutions cope people with this problem. This is very, very useful, helpful, I think, and that's why I got involved.
And Dr. Bing is passionate about helping those afflicted by the disease, but also knows battling cancer takes more than just one person. It takes a village.
You need the help from your family, from your wife or your loved ones, and from friends and that's why we all should work together in getting the support for that person who's affected by cancer. It's good that you kind of share your burden, because it's not only the physical thing and you can die from it. Luckily, there have been a lot of advances in chemotherapy and other treatments, and there will be significant changes still coming up in the future, and hopefully we can overcome it. But yeah, it is a problem that affects the whole family.
Giant Eagle supports the Cancer Support Community because it's just the right thing to do. As a family-owned company that wants to be involved in the community and support the communities we serve, what better way to help folks than to be there in a time of need? But most importantly, when you connect the mission of the organization to the grassroots level of again, how do you care for folks at that time of need and their families, from hosting, cooking for wellness to to having our name on the Wellness Kitchen, partnering with all the great partners they already have, and just furthering the mission, whether it's awareness or at that time of need. It just seemed like such a natural fit. Nobody wants to be tied to cancer. Nobody wants to have to deal with cancer, but when it happens, a better organization to be involved with the cancer support community.
No one should face cancer alone. Help Cancer Support Community Central Ohio provide their free services by calling now to donate, because community is stronger than cancer.
We have a really long, rich history with Cancer Support Community Central Ohio. We've been a part of their work for almost 10 years, and we really love the work that they're doing in our community. Their mission is to ensure that no one goes through cancer alone, and they've realized that in a way that they include family members and friends, because they know that people need support when they're going through a cancer diagnosis, or maybe even, after they're in remission. And to have not only the warm support of the people at Cancer Support Community, knowing that you can include those that are important to you as you're going through your treatment and your diagnosis, I think makes it a really special place.
No one should face cancer alone. Help Cancer Support Community Central Ohio provide their free services by calling now to donate, because community is stronger than cancer.
Sometimes you got to step away from the diagnosis you've been dealt. That's what one cancer patient says he and his wife, who are used to doing things for themselves, had to do when doctors told him he had bladder cancer. They found the Cancer Support Community. He told NBC4 anchor Darlene Hill there were days he forgot about his medical issues.
I found evidence of the cancer, and then I called my primary care doctor when I was able, as soon as I was able, and he did some real quick tests, and then he sent me over to the urology department at the James.
You've heard the phrase, new year, new you. Well, Mike Pusiker didn't think the new for him back in 2018 would be bladder cancer, the 5th most common form of cancer in men and 7th in women. Mike Pusiker says he didn't have time to think the worst. He and his wife had to get mentally prepared for surgery to remove the tumors.
My wife and I were really low-key about the whole thing.
Low-key, he says, because for the most part, it's just the two of them. They've been married for decades, even partners at work. But when Mike Pusiker says he was diagnosed with cancer, they couldn't just lean on each other, and they found the Cancer Support Community.
You know, the James and my surgeon and my doctor, primary care doctor, they were all very, very supportive. It's not like the Cancer Support Community. The people sit around and they talk about their cancer and they talk about their, the issues. It's not like that at all. It's like they're, it's just a group of people.
People, Mike Pusiker says, are just trying to get through their health issues without thinking about them all day, every day. Mike says he took yoga and other exercise classes with his wife, and while he knows his way around the kitchen, Mike says the cooking classes at CCS kicked his skills up a couple of notches. That is, until the pandemic changed that face-to-face contact.
You know, the Cancer Support Community, we started with the Cancer Support Community when we were going there in person. It's a different experience now. All their classes, is done by Zoom. And everybody, when it started, everybody complained about Zoom. Everybody complains about Zoom. It's a different thing. But the Cancer Support Community was right on that.
Mike Pusiker says he hasn't missed a beat. He misses the interaction, though, but he quickly got over it because he says he knows he needs them and depends on what he gets out of them. Even in the class on drumming, it helps him recover and relax, and it reminds him how he's beating cancer and he's in remission.
You're in the moment. You aren't in your brain. Whatever that means, you aren't thinking about anything else. All you're doing is the physical thing or the drumming thing.
Well, volunteers are standing by right now to take your donation to Cancer Support Community Central Ohio. And your donation helps their much-needed services to continue.
And thanks to organizations like Bob Evans Farms and Fiesel Roof, along with others scrolling on your screen, your donation tonight will be matched up to $100,000. And so the number to call is 844-442-2554. That's 844-44-CALL-4.
At Park National Bank, we're a family. And as with anyone that's been touched by cancer, and these days who hasn't been, it affects everyone. It affects your co-workers, it affects your church family, it affects your own personal family. And at Park, we all want to be there to celebrate with each other and help the community through not only the good times, but the tough times. So we understand that when that diagnosis comes, that you go through that day by day with your loved ones, with your co-workers, and Park is there to help as well. Not only our employees, but other people in the community the best that we can.
No one should face cancer alone. Help Cancer Support Community Central Ohio provide their free services by calling now to donate, because community is stronger than cancer.
The foundation and the culture at Farmers Insurance is our organization's commitment to giving back. We have been working with the cancer support community for half a decade now. We've donated over $40,000 to the cause, and our employees have donated their time annually to the Night of Chocolate. 20 to 30 employees have been involved with this wonderful annual event. And it's just really important, the support that we give to the important work that the cancer support community gives to the families and those impacted with the diagnosis of cancer. You know, it touches people in so many ways, not only just the treatment, but also the mental health of the individuals, coping skills, every way.
No one should face cancer alone. Help Cancer Support Community Central Ohio provide their free services by calling now to donate, because community is stronger than cancer.
For 13 years, one of the main fundraisers for Cancer Support Community has been Night of Chocolate. It's where guests consume thousands of pieces of chocolate from 20 regional and international chocolatiers.
And to keep a bit of that spirit alive tonight, anyone making a $100 donation to CSC Central Ohio will receive a Fringe chocolate package, specifically from 2 of our Central Ohio chocolatiers.
And we all know that making healthy choices like eating right, being active can help ward off disease. But what is the connection once someone is diagnosed with cancer? Can your lifestyle play a role in your treatment?
Well, at Cancer Support Community, wellness and fitness are big parts of the game. NBC4's Robin Haynes, a cancer survivor herself, has more.
I received a phone call from the nurse telling me I needed to come back to Columbus.
Kathleen Hall remembers that phone call from 2011 well. She was on vacation with friends in North Carolina. She'd had a routine mammogram just days before she left.
And I said, well, it's got to be something serious for them to want me to come back.
And it was triple-negative breast cancer, a diagnosis I know firsthand is one of the rarest and most aggressive forms. Although she had a mastectomy, 18 months later the cancer came back in her neck. Another year, and it was in her brain. After countless surgeries, chemo, and radiation, it had traveled to her spine.
So I've had 4 reoccurrences, and because of where it was in my spine, they couldn't do surgery for it because it would paralyze me.
Her cancer had officially metastasized, meaning there was no cure. Kathleen had to find a way to live with the disease. Enter Cancer Support Community Central Ohio, a free resource for patients, survivors, and caregivers.
Well, our mission every day really is that no one faces cancer alone. I mean, that is just the heart and soul of who we are and why we're here.
As the clinical program director, Angie Santangelo helps create an individual wellness plan for everyone that walks through the doors, or these days logs onto their website for virtual classes.
Whether that is a support group, or it might be one of our yoga classes, or it might be our mindfulness hour if they're dealing with anxiety, our yoga nidra if they're dealing with sleep issues. So, you know, we do about 80 different programs a month.
Kathleen gravitated towards the cooking classes and yoga, which she takes part in from her home in Asheville, Ohio, some 45 minutes away.
That's been a real blessing during this time of being home, to be able to use the cancer support community online.
And using these free resources doesn't just give patients like Kathleen hope. There is science behind lifestyle choices and their impact on cancer.
Their treatments are more effective, that they tend to be more compliant with their treatment plans, that they heal quicker, and the research also shows that they live longer.
Music to the ears of someone like Kathleen, who wakes up every day grateful to be alive and has this advice for anyone fighting a seemingly uphill battle.
And I have 3 things to recommend to people. Drink lots of water, eat even when you don't feel like it, and keep moving.
You can help Cancer Support Community to keep programs like these running by calling 844-44-CALL-4 to make a donation. Remember, your donation tonight will be matched.
I think it's really important to remember that, yes, it's a diagnosis. Yes, it needs medical care. Yes, there's therapies and there's treatments and there's appointments, but there's a family and there's a person and there's a career and a job or, children and all those things that matter. And Anthem and Cancer Support Community Center, they have a shared goal, right? We have a shared goal. We want the people, especially of Central Ohio, to have an opportunity to really, truly come together, get the support, get the care they need, but also help them after too, right? So it's not just about, oh, you got the C word, let's find out what chemo you need. No, it's also about how is your family going to be able to function when you're sick? What else do you need to fight cancer in every way that's possible for them?
No one should face cancer alone. Help Cancer Support Community Central Ohio provide their free services by calling now to donate, because community is stronger than cancer.
The purpose and responsibility of any government is to create for the residents of their community the opportunity to thrive.
We all know someone who has been affected by cancer. Across the country, 44% of all men, 33% of all women in the United States will develop cancer in their lifetime. But cancer, we have to tackle this from many different aspects: lifestyle choices, but also the built environment, giving folks an opportunity to be physically active, making sure they have access to healthy foods. And in Franklin County, we are so fortunate. We have community partnerships that are looking at cancer in different ways.
And so if we can invest in things as a county that help prevent, identify early, or provide a pathway to treatment, if we can support those kinds of things, we know that we're strengthening our community as a whole.
No one should face cancer alone. Help Cancer Support Community Central Ohio provide their free services by calling now to donate, because community is stronger than cancer.
Oftentimes, caregivers of family members with cancer carry a significant amount of physical and emotional stress.
That's why it's crucial for caregivers to find help, not only for the patient, but for themselves.
As NBC4 anchor Brad Johansson tells us, that's where Cancer Support Community comes in.
They found out he has the primary cancer in the lungs. By that time, it's stage 4.
Dr. Pedro Aguilar was a colorectal surgeon. He was diagnosed with lung cancer in 2017. His wife, Irene, is a nurse.
I was depressed. I was losing my strength because it's 24/7.
She and her husband were dedicated to medical mission trips, 18 of them from Mexico to China to the Philippines before Pedro's seizure started. And then Irene became his personal nurse round the clock. And then she needed care.
I'm really thankful for the cancer support community, because, it was like my refuge. Come over here and do yoga or Tai Chi, or they have a lunch and learn. And I learned a lot from here. So I think this agency, this cancer support community, is really doing a very good mission for the community.
Because cancer touches everyone.
Everyone.
The speed was blinding, so it was just a surreal horror story.
Craig Lerner's first horror story came in 2005. 7 weeks between his father Frank's cancer diagnosis and his death.
In that amount of time, you don't learn much about the journey. You just keep getting punches in the chin about worse and worse news.
Between that and 2014, Craig got connected with Cancer Support Community. And then his second horror. His mother Irene had already beaten breast cancer, Now she was diagnosed with lung cancer.
I learned so much about this other critical component about the cancer journey, the emotional support needed as somebody is going through their own journey or everyone around them. It was easy to fall in love how this desperate need for support is provided by Cancer Support Community, and all at no cost.
Both Craig and Irene said that they would tell people about where they got help, but most hadn't heard of Cancer Support Community, which is why telling these stories is such a lifeline.
For me, it was almost like a life-saving because it kept my sanity.
Unfortunately, many people need an intimate experience with the journey and what it means to be supported, but we're here, and we're here for them and everybody around them.
Being diagnosed with cancer, even in the best of times, will most likely have a significant emotional effect on the patient. That's, of course, in addition to the physical toll of the disease. Up to half of all cancer patients experience significant distress as a result of their diagnosis. Caregivers often experience higher levels of distress than the patient.
Please give these folks a call right now on Call 4. You can provide support to Central Ohioans who are on this cancer journey. We remind you the number to call, 844-44-CALL-4. That's 844-442-2554.
7,000 people are diagnosed with cancer in Franklin County alone every year. And when you start to look at that number and start to multiply it, hundreds of them come to the cancer support community, and they can get away from the hospital, and they can get together with people that can support them, people that have had the same experiences. And if you can go in a nice, friendly thing like the cancer support community, it makes a big difference. One of the great things is that the services are free to anyone that wants it or needs it, and it doesn't just include the patient. It's all their family members, too, that come into it, and the people that help support it, even if it's $10 or $10,000. It doesn't make any difference what it is. Every little bit counts to help people out that have experiences with cancer.
No one should face cancer alone. Help Cancer Support Community Central Ohio provide their free services by calling now to donate, because community is stronger than cancer.
For survivors of cancer, hearing the words, "You are cancer-free," is life-changing. A young single mother diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 39 heard those words, and then, 5 years later, words that are also life-changing in a different way.
I'm about a year out from my second breast cancer diagnosis.
5 years after Heather Mueller's double mastectomy, a new diagnosis for this single mother of an 11-year-old daughter. Stage 4 metastatic breast cancer.
It's still a shock. It's like that, just everything kind of slows down when somebody tells you that news. You know, it's still hard to wrap your mind around when you hear that.
The cancer is now in her bones.
It can go to your brain or your lungs, but when it goes to your bones, I don't know if I want to use the word better, but it can be treated better. It's not fixable. It's not going to be cured. I mean, miracles do happen, which I pray for every day, but I just have to try to get through each day at a time, you know.
Heather wanted to know the risk for her daughter. There is no history of breast cancer in her family, but last summer, she nonetheless went through extensive genetic testing.
Basically, she was doing some more testing to see if it could be passed on, which would mean that both of my brothers and their children would have to watch out and have their children tested, but those ended up being negative. Every genetic testing I've done, all of it has been negative, so that's a good sign.
Heather looks for the good signs and the good times. She and daughter Lily signed up for art therapy classes through the Cancer Support Community that have helped both of them.
They are just so wonderful, and they have so many different programs, so many different events, and all of them, almost all of them that I know of are online, and there's no cost to anyone.
Heather says she has an excellent support system of family and friends, and they too benefit from the Cancer Support Community classes.
Like the yoga or Tai Chi, anything is available to anyone that's affected by cancer, and anyone out there too, your friends or family, even if, you know, it's a neighbor that helps you out.
And even though she is living with incurable stage 4 cancer,
I'm really lucky, yeah, and I just wish everyone out there to reach out. You know, I know it's hard, everyone feels alone, even more so these days, but just make that phone call and call the cancer support community, and someone will talk to you and they will help you.
and that's a great final sentiment to leave you with tonight. No reason to feel alone in your journey through cancer, because you are not alone.
Cancer support community is ready to be added to that list. A shoulder you can lean on, a compassionate ear to listen, even the comforting hand to hold you through your toughest days.
If you or a loved one has cancer, pick up the phone and call for help. And we thank you for joining us tonight. CSC thanks you too.